Welcome to another special episode of SRI New Launch Showcase. My name is Ainsley and today we're going to present to you something very special, very rare. Amidst all the residential launches that we have done, today we have got a very special and excellent alternative for you for your investment portfolio. Today right here at CT Foodnex by Chuting Group, they are a renowned developer for industrial properties, and of course they have also done residential properties at the same time. So let's go and meet Ken Low, our managing partner, to share with us a little bit more. So Ken, we understand that the industrial sector had a rebound in the recent years. Why is that so?
I think what we have seen since 2013, the industrial performance have been a flat line. Although residential did bounce out of this flat line trend, it started to rise, but industrial was flat line all the way to about 2020. And from 2020, it was during the time when COVID-19 was actually in full force. This pandemic actually changed the ways how businesses are operating. In fact, what we saw was manufacturing sector actually went up by quite a lot. And 2020, we saw a rise in both the prices and the rental in the industrial sector. For example, e-commerce was definitely on a rise because of COVID-19. Logistics sectors were very large in these past few years. And more specifically, when we are talking about food factories, there was also a change in recent trending of how food businesses are being operated. We shifted away from restaurant front towards cloud kitchens, ghost kitchens, central kitchens, where food delivery actually surpassed the trending. With that, we saw the trending with food factories actually surging upwards as well.
Now, Ken, talking about cloud kitchen, share with us a little bit more about the insights of this portion. How's it going to be like? What are we projecting? All the good stuff.
So I think there were reports talking about how it is growing aggressively. I think this thing was sped up because of COVID-19 also.
Sure.
Globally, we are expecting to see more than 70 billion of market share by 2027. Of course, we are expecting the annual growth rate to be running at about 12% per annum. Asia Pacific actually has the largest growth rate in that sense. They're expected to grow even more at 14.4% there about all the way to 2027.
Oh wow, that's quite amazing. So Ken, thanks for sharing. It's very exciting to know how F&B is changing with all these statistics and forecasts that you just mentioned. Can you explain further why we see this upward trending?
So I think traditionally in the F&B business model, the startup costs are usually very high. We have always been facing labor crunch in this sector. With cloud kitchens and central kitchens, it actually allows a very low startup cost, very low barrier to entry. And of course, you solve the problem about manpower shortage, right? More importantly, it allows a lot of flexibility. A lot of brand new eateries are actually using this launch site to test out food. Imagine I test out a food and it's not well taken by the public. I can easily change my brand, change the food that I'm delivering, and I don't need to spend costs in re-renovating the place and change the label. All these trends are actually key to the new emerging trends of F&B business model locally in Singapore and globally. Because of this, we have seen a lot of large companies, they have very aggressive plans to increase their presence in cloud kitchens.
Wow, really excited to know so much about the insides of this whole cloud kitchen and all that. Now let's go check out CT Foodnex. Let's go. So we're here at CT Foodnex Sales Gallery and we're at the actual site itself. Ken, share with us a little bit more about this whole area, the whole location. What can we expect?
So CT Foodnex is located in Mandai. We are calling it the Mandai Food Zone because in the recent years there have been quite a number of food factories that sprouted out in this area. But in fact, I think CT Foodnex stands at one of the best plots because of its frontage towards Woodlands Road. So there's a lot of visibility for this site itself. We are located on a larger scale, doorstep to a master plan transformation, which is your Sungei Kadut Eco District, and also close proximity to Woodlands Regional Centre. This Eco District is slated to pioneer the future manufacturing in Singapore, and over the next 30 years master plan, it will undergo a multi-million-dollar facelift.
Wow, Ken, that's a very large transformation we're talking about, especially across 30 years. Do share with us a little bit more.
So in fact, this Eco District is part of a larger plan to create a northern Agri-Tech and food corridor, which encompasses Woodlands Regional Centre, Woodlands North Coast and Senoko Food Zone. This co-location of the businesses across industry sectors will create opportunities for companies to come together. They will be able to optimize their resources and also close the resource loop. With Senoko Food Zone and Lim Chu Kang located next to the estate, food businesses get to enjoy plenty of options to meet their supply and demand needs. We also expect savings on logistics, having less distance to cover during delivery rounds.
Now, Ken, that makes a lot of sense for businesses to be in CT Foodnex, to be part of this whole larger ecosystem.
We are also surrounded by many empty plots of land, which also signals that this part is just the start of a very large growth. We are surrounded by a lot of land on B1, B2, even B2 wide. So there will be a huge transformation that will take place over the years, and most importantly, CT Foodnex being a freehold tenure, will get to withstand the test of time to witness and appreciate along as this growth take place. And of course, with the introduction of the Eco District, we are actually having a new MRT interchange that will come by, which is your Sungei Kadut MRT interchange that comprises of your north-south MRT line and also your downtown line. So the connectivity within this area will definitely improve greatly, and I think this will be a boost to this area of the food zone.
Very nice. So much of endless possibilities right here at CT Foodnex. It's time to check out the specifications of CT Foodnex. Let's go. Now Ken, for those of the viewers out there who are like me, who do not know much about food factories, tell us a little bit more about what they can expect from CT Foodnex.
So CT Foodnex comprises of 109 units plus one canteen. So out of the 109 units, our sizes ranges from close to 1,700 square feet all the way to about 1,900 plus square feet. Even though with the high ceiling, we do not include the void spaces in the sizes. This is important for a lot of end users to know. One of the rare factor that we have is the freehold tenure. We have very limited units in Singapore. Inclusive of CT Foodnex 109 units, we only have about 200 units available in the market to purchase. Okay, so I think Chiu Ting has done a very good job to have designed CT Foodnex with end users in mind. CT Foodnex is fully ramped up and it allows even 40-footer containers to enter on the first level, 20-footers to enter from the second to fourth level.
Sure.
In CT Foodnex, we have a total of 4 different types of modules. The first one being your Platinum Deluxe, which comprises of units on the ground level, and they have estimated ceiling height of about 7.47 meters to about 8.1 meters, and that's why it allows the 40-footer containers to come through. Right, then of course, as we move up to the second to the fourth level, we have another module which is called the Premium Deluxe, and they are running of a ceiling height of estimated 6.65 meters. And of course, this allows your 20-footers to drive up to these levels. And why fully ramp up is important is because it allows all your containers and the trucks to access to every unit within CT Foodnex itself. The way they have designed the space, the 20-footers are then allowed to leave their containers there for the unloading and loading, whereas the vehicle itself can drive off to run other delivery routes or other errands. So I think this one allows the saving of a lot of downtime, and I think end users will really, really love this function, this thought process that Chiu Ting has brought into CT Foodnex. On the 5th to 9th level, we then have the Classic module, and the Classic module runs at an average estimated height of about 5.95 meters. This one allows your rigid frame vehicles to actually go all the way up to 5th to 9th level. And of course, on the top level, we then have our Sky Suite, which is running at an estimated ceiling height of 7.5 meters. This one also allows your rigid frame vehicles to access. On top of that, we have dual entrance units. So if you are an investor, you then have the flexibility to actually rent out either the entire unit, or you can split up to 2 different units to rent out to 2 different food operators. If we compare ourselves to other food factories, some of them do not have fully ramped up function. Most of them actually have lower ceiling height. Because of the ceiling height, end users can also choose to build up their mezzanine. This sales gallery where we are standing at is an exact depiction of a Premier Deluxe module. The developer has also created ideas of how the mezzanine can be built. And of course, you can see all the different specs that they have added on to make this space ready. You have your exhaust, your sprinklers, and everything all in. You have an attached bathroom, which is within the unit itself also. And to create convenience, which is small but important thought, your rubbish chute is also located within the unit, and people do not have to travel in and out.
Right, very convenient.
Yeah, so very convenient. So I hope everybody has a better understanding of these rare food factories that we have in Singapore. So in fact, it's so rare that we only have a total of about 200 units in island-wide for freehold food factories, and that already includes the 109 units of CT Foodnex. In the recent time of the emerging F&B business model, the new trends that we mentioned, the demand has way surpassed the supply that we have. We also understand that a lot of developers are looking for new lands for food factories to build, but it is just so rare that they can't really find available ones in the market today.
Now, for those of you who are interested in such a product, do contact your preferred SRI salesperson to find out a little bit more. We will see you right here. Thank you.